Yeah, I was heading over to the Bike Fest and actually got down there today. I was looking at this tire and it rubbed a little bit before, but as we're getting into hotter weather and I'm going on a longer trip, rubs a little bit more. And I don't think it's totally unsafe, but I don't like it, to tell you the truth. You can see right here, it's digging in, but it's not going to rub through the rubber. I'm going to pull off this fender right now and see how much it's rubbing. Maybe leave the fender off for now and see how it works out, and if it's not rubbing or not, or if I just got to grind something down, because actually this is a slightly oversized tire. It's a 190/19. Stock tire on is 90/90/19. Now if I use a Continental Conti, no problem. I forget what the hell brand this is. I got these cheaper and they're just a little bit wider. They're just a little bit wider. So I'm going to pull this off right now and see how this comes out, what it looks like underneath. Well, I took off the front fender just to take a look at where it was rubbing, and I knew it was rubbing on the corners, but it's also rubbing in the center. You can see that, right? So either got to lift this up a little higher. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I can lengthen the holes on these slots or whatever, but and I'm gonna make sure. I don't really trust it, to tell you the truth. You just can't lengthen the holes on this and raise it up, because you can actually get on an angle and catch something that way. You can actually ride it like this, because it's not touching the tire that much, just a little bit, but I ain't gonna mess around with it. See, the tire this is actually just slightly oversized. This 90/90/19 is a weird ass size tire on a stock Sportster. This is 190/19. I used to always use Dunlops or Contis. Actually, the Continentals, no problem. This one, I don't know what the hell brand it is. It was like, it's something else. I forgot what the hell it is, man. Shing or something. I have no idea, but it's a pretty decent tire. It's not like some real off-brand, but it's not the stuff I usually get, and it's a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna leave the fender off, because man, it wasn't rubbing like that before, but I guess as the weather's getting warmer and you're driving a little longer, it started rubbing. And you can see right on the edge here, right along the edge there, it's kind of touching. Not that it's critical, because you can see there's a hell of a lot of rubber there. It's not going to go through that, but still, I don't like it. I'll just leave it off. Okay, so I just leave the fender off the damn tire, no big deal. Actually, when you're riding down the road and it gets like wet out, you really don't get sprayed, because what it does is it keeps it off the engine, really. But I'll put that fender on later somehow. I don't know. But here it is, hanging up. So I'll just leave it here. I'm probably going to have to, I'm not sure. Because basically the right way to do this is to extend this a little bit more. But, if you make it weak, there's only 4 bolts that hold this shit on. You don't want it like rattling into the tire. That's bullshit. You don't want something like that to happen, that's for sure. Yeah, but I want to say I had this Sportster since January 1st, 1990. It's an 89, and I got it since new. It was actually a leftover. So, and I've had this size tire on it a lot of times, but I usually used to use Continental, either Blitz or Touring, and the fender won't rub with that. Definitely won't. So I use this other brand. It's not bad, but it's just a little bit bigger than a Conti, so that's why it's rubbing. It's actually not rubbing much. It's probably like a 1/16 of an inch. If I just drove it a while, it would probably not rub anymore. So, I'll do something with this, but I'm not sure exactly what, because I really like to keep the stock fender on it instead of screwing around. I don't like putting anything aftermarket, because I found a lot of times the aftermarket, it usually isn't that good. Usually stock is usually better. The only time the aftermarket's good is like when you got something that Harley-Davidson did that's screwed up, and then you got the aftermarket comes out and they fix it. But usually stock is what works best for me.